Hello, I'm Carl Echtel,
I'm Justin Salenza.
and we are the co-founders and CEOs of SEO Point. SEO Point is a personal, fast-scaling digital and social media marketing company that was created in the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right. I mean, essentially, it was a worldwide thing, and a lot of people got laid off. There was a lot of troubles with that. Since we were furloughed, we both actually worked in the same company. We were furloughed. We took and seized that opportunity to actually start off as freelancers, which we had no idea, to be honest with you, how fast we were going to grow. And we just kind of like a rocket ship flew. So, which eventually turned us to actually thinking we should just start this business, and which we did, and the rest is history.
Yeah, we wanted to create a business that essentially helped any small business with the digital necessities they needed in order to survive, during that time. And since the beginning, we've had the pleasure of working with some of the top leaders in the marketing industry, the nonprofit, humanitarian, educational, jewelry, and even like commercial and personal window cleaning companies. We've been with you guys working with Agorapulse for going on a year now. So
yeah.
During COVID-19, we found a lot of businesses were adapting to online marketing. And therefore reaching out to us again on a frequent basis. We needed to find a fast solution to the hecticness that was and all the unorganizational aspects that come along with that.
Absolutely. So we essentially were trying other softwares for months. We were trialing them, giving them a shot. And because at one point we realized how fast we were growing and we needed help. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. However, every single time we would trial and get into these softwares that we thought would help us, we felt that there was more problems and issues than anything. Trying to understand and really get used to the interface overall. That's when we just kept searching and kept trialing. It took months to really kind of get to Agorapulse, but when we finally found them, it was an instant, love at first sight, really kind of our match, to say the least. So,
with the user-friendly interface that Agorapulse has, we were able to essentially cut the time it took for all the meticulous, processes and tasks that we have on a daily basis when you manage social media, and more than in half, right? So. It saved us a ton of time, and we were able to go out, and even though we were already scaling, we were able to go out and, find more clients and grow even faster.
Right. And to kind of echo what Carl mentioned about the interface, that was probably one of the most love at first sight parts about Agorapulse to us as SEO Point. We needed something that felt that when you go in, you're there to do the work, and then you get out quick and easy. So as he mentioned with time management, that was a huge part for us. Yeah. We wanted to make sure that our employees, when they go in, there's less questions. It's straight to the point, get to the work. So that way we get results done faster. And that's what Agorapulse definitely provided for us. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not to sound like a broken record, but I think that the interface is what caught our eye right off the bat. Our employees, when we do a lot of QCing processes at SEO Point, quality control. So we like to get our view on what our employees think of it, and we found that our employees have noticed an amount of like 10 to 15 minutes or so on average of saved time from the start process to the end process, whether that was scheduling content. That was, really trying to reach and build a client base, seeing what latest comments, or if there's any concerns. We have our schedule that we have every single day, try to build a good routine. And for us, the moment you get into Agorapulse, it's almost like you're reading a book. You're going left and right. You're not up and down. You're kind of, you're really not going side to side or anything. It just feels organized, so we feel organized.
Right. And to build off of that as well, within the features of the interface and with the content scheduling, we're able to enhance that content within Agorapulse, as opposed to doing everything outside of it, right? So those enhancement features make that content just that much better.
Right. essentially what we want to do, utilizing a content scheduling software, right? There could be a variety of ways you go about it, but I will say that trying to utilize tools such as the listening feature was something that we weren't used to. We didn't really see it and understand before. Finally got around to it and understanding. Agorapulse was super helpful in helping with that too, and guiding us and understanding it. Once that was a lot more apparent, that shot off like a rocket ship again. Our employees love that tool. So these enhanced features help us enhance our business.
Right. Yeah, and to build off of that as well, even as simple as adding your location, right? Just a simple thing like that, right? Making sure that we're marketing towards the right area for that specific client is, the little things count. And you guys offer the little things. So
yeah, and also it's really cool to see that Agorapulse is constantly reaching out or constantly sharing and updating. That's something that really caught our eye. Really off the bat, even a short period of time. It doesn't take months for us to see a new notification or an email. The communication's there. That's something we really just need. It's not even a want, it's just a need at that point.
The features that we do use day to day, throughout the entire day would be the publishing calendar, right? So again, with the amount of clients that we have and the amount of profiles they have, we are scheduling hundreds and hundreds of pieces of content on a weekly basis, easy, right? So having that publishing calendar and making sure everything is easy, and then being able to go in and modify or alter to each specific profile or platform is big, right? So we tend to use the publishing calendar often. Again, our inbox, we manage so many different clients that being able to have that inbox there, the comments, the messages, whatever it is right there in front of us, we're able to take care of that first thing in the morning, right off the bat, all right there, right?
Yeah, and I just want to join in on this and just say real quick that going back to, it's not a lie, like reading it like a book. When we first started using it to test it out and to really get familiar with it, that was one of the first things that we did when we started showing and helping our employees get familiar with, was that everything laid out, the interface, going back to it, is you start with your inboxes. So we have a morning routine, right? Everyone's got a morning routine. You grab your coffee, or 5, right? But essentially you want to make sure that you haven't missed anything lately, right? Any comments or any concerns anyone has, questions. So it's on there on the list, like right at the top. So you're you're going down, and it feels that you're working at a pace that is getting the job done faster. So that's why it's just really kind of an overall fun experience versus kind of jumping back and forth side to side or trying to find all the buttons and everything. So yeah. Not to fluff the feathers too much maybe, but I don't think they would just benefit. They would be reminisced without it. They would be reminisced about it. Just honestly speaking, on behalf of SEO Point in general, we're able to expand our opportunities because of it. Yeah. It's not just easy to use, but the tools that are provided give you the ability to reach your personal business goals, right, and not just do a day-to-day job. We're finding that our employees are going into Agorapulse and always bringing something new to us and report to us, and say Agorapulse is able to do this, or they're able to help us with this. It's not necessarily, it's like a giving back software versus a software that you just log in to get something done and then you get out. There's always something new to learn, not to mention the schooling. That's something that we've really found useful on a level that we felt at one point we were going to ask ourselves, how can we relay and this industry is always changing constantly. So it's very good to know that Agorapulse is up to date in that sense, because then we can pass down that schooling option to our employees so they can stay in the loop with everything too. And we don't always have to, for lack of better words, babysit.
Affordable, inclusive solution. I think that would be I think that would cover most bases there, at least for what we've experienced and what we love so much about Agorapulse.
Yeah, definitely interpersonal as well. So, I mean, he's absolutely right. Affordable, inclusive solutions is like the 3 trigger words, because the 3 keywords, if you will, only because one thing that we really found about Agorapulse that we can relate to is because during, you know, how we started our companies during the pandemic, and there's just people who don't need to be scammed or kind of over, you know, charged and overpriced. And Agorapulse doesn't, maybe it's not, you know, dirt cheap, but it's literally the perfect price for the amount you get. You get what you pay for and even more.